both in the recording and performance. It simplifies a lot of things, but I think sometimes it oversimplifies, and I think it's easy to forget that often some of the innovations happen as a result of things going wrong, and the fewer stages you have between like hitting record and hitting master, the fewer sometimes stages that can go into like those accidents that can create innovations.
The new record to me sounds, in some senses it seems more abstracted than the first, like it's more textural, I think. Is that something that's to do with the instruments that you're using? Is it a conscious decision?
I don't think we've made that many conscious decisions in our lives, but it's definitely, I think it's partially as a result of like the fact that we were doing Miike Snow and hanging out a lot with people like, you know, Panda Bear and Phoenix, and you know, I think instead of like being at our old day jobs, which was writing songs for other people, I think it took us a little bit out of that mindset that everything has to go, you know, 16 bars into the chorus, you know. So I think we got some space around our heads for this record, but we still wanted to retain what is cool about having 16 bars before you go into the chorus. But we just didn't, I don't think we were as nailed to that cross as we were when we first got into Miike Snow.
I was also wondering the idea of no big grand cultural movements. It seems to me that the big grand cultural movement at the minute is pop music in all its multiplicities. And that maybe after a period where pop had been out of fashion, it seems to be really the overriding thing that people are interested in and buying now. And do you think that's a positive thing, or do you think it's a reaction to what's come before?
Everybody's kind of had major influence from pop music, you know. I mean, Nirvana to me is pop music, you know, because it's like concise songwriting, whatever the accoutrements to the cultural signifiers of that are, like where he comes from, his scene, his personality, you know, the personalities of the people in the band. The songwriting is basically pop songwriting. So, and now what's happening is that indie music is sort of acquired experimental music as its sort of generational signifier, the way that, you know, the 70s had punk rock and the 80s had new wave, the 90s had grunge, you know, and so there's always people reaching back into the past and acquiring things from the past to give their own generation an identity. And it's not people doing it, I don't think people do it consciously, I think it's just part of the trend of, you know, what happens every 20 years or so.
Just finally, I understand you've started a label, Ingrid. Is the idea to put out Miike Snow records, or are you looking for other things to put out as well?
Mainly music, but we are working on a frozen pizza as well.
A frozen pizza?
Yeah.
But I think that the whole idea is to give out whatever we create, like in this a small project we can do. I don't think we can, as of now, release Miike Snow there, but maybe sometime in the future. But it's more like if you have a project, you do a EP together with some other person in that collective or stuff like that.
Do you have things in the pipeline already that you can talk about?
Yeah, there's a sampler or collection of songs from all the members on a double vinyl coming out in April, and then there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up this summer.
I'll look forward to that, and the jackalope shaped frozen pizza as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.